I never imagined myself being in this situation, and I'm proof that this can happen to anybody.
I was really bad, strung out on heroin and methadone.
I was homeless. I was living in the timber of Myrtle Beach. I didn't eat for weeks, and I tried to commit suicide. Somebody found me.
If there was no House of Hope right about now, I probably would be still staying in my truck with my kids.
My life would be pretty much lost without House of Hope.
I don't know where I would be if I weren't here. That's the truth.
I became a resident of House of Hope immediately after my release from being incarcerated in Effingham. I got into a whole lot of legal trouble, obviously, and I have no support system. I'm not a native of Florence, South Carolina, so I really had nowhere to go. And it was a point where I couldn't leave the state until a lot of it was cleared up, so this was really my only option.
Prior to coming to the House of Hope, I was incarcerated. And while there, I was evicted from my apartment and lost my car. I have a 20-year drug history, so coming out of jail, for me to have gone from locked up to complete freedom would have been devastating to my future. Here, there are guidelines and rules and boundaries that were very necessary for my recovery.
Right before I came to the House of Hope, I had just gotten released from prison. I had spent about 3 weeks trying to find somewhere else to stay to make a transition, to have somewhere to stay that allowed me to cover all my probation stuff. I think I can safely say that I personally, would count myself as a total homeless person. A lot of the people that come here are fighting addictions and stuff like that. And I thought that I didn't have any addictions when I first got here, but I have learned since then that I have quite a few strongholds and things that are in my way, and if it wasn't for the House of Hope and the programs that they have here, I would probably be still struggling with the sins and some of the same patterns that I had before that helped me lead to my incarceration and my fall.
I got a call from a good friend that I went through RU with, Michael Miles, and he said, Mitch Gowan and Stacy Putman and Brian Braddock was running this program, to call them. And for 2 years I prayed to get in a program like this. And I called them and they said, get down here.
Mission Mart offers furniture and clothing for people who don't have the necessities that they need. I was taking care of my mother and grandmother. We all lived together. Both of them are deceased now. That's the start of my homelessness. I have volunteered here for 14 months before I was hired on part-time.
I'm the cashier here, and I'm also the sorter in the back, and I also tag clothes and hang them out. The funds from the Mission Mart go back into helping the women's shelter on West Darlington Street and the men's shelter out in Effingham.
Well, the House of Hope organization has been important to me because I had nowhere else to go, nowhere else to turn, and they did put their hand out to me.
I'm now in my own house, so it gave me that stability to save money and be able to provide for my family.
I'm the cook, and that's my ministry. I love making good food for the guys here. I love talking to the guys. I've been through a lot of things that these guys been through, and I help them.
I get up every morning. I do job searches. We have nutrition classes. We have Bible study 3 times a week.
It's given me a realistic idea of money. Being self-sufficient. I've always been in a relationship and been able to hold my hand out, and being here away from my parents, my family, and just being completely independent was something I didn't have.
I've been clean for six months now, and that's how long I've been here. They have helped us. They've got us a house to move into Saturday. We are getting married Saturday. They have lined me up with jobs. They've, helped her in many ways.
My experience here has helped me to define and establish the discipline and the structure that I need to be able to carry on and maintain this discipleship and relationship with Christ that I have, and be able to have a full, abundant life that Christ wants for me.
Just this experience right here with the Mission Mart store has provided me with the work experience and training for that matter.
And Ms. Vereen is like a mother to me. She helps me with my children when I don't have time, like I need a break or whatever, she's there.
My relationship with Christ has been completely impacted because there wasn't one prior to coming here. Like I told you, I was incarcerated and I was exposed to RU. It was kind of an introduction, and the fact that House of Hope, they make it optional what facility you go to worship, but they make it to the point where you have to go. And you see just the evidence of God in your life. People come to me all the time, and if I tell them I live here, they're like, you don't look like it. And it's nothing but God that keeps me from looking like what I've been through.
I started reading my Bible more. I started getting involved more with church activities. It just made me get more involved and want to know who Jesus is.
The House of Hope just gave me the tools that I needed to not only help myself, but to be able to go out there in the world and be able to pinpoint that and help others to bring them close to Christ to get saved.
It's not just about a meal and a place to sleep. In here, it's about the whole life lessons, the learning to be able to adjust, to maintain your bills, to be able to find where Christ places in your life and how His structure in the Bible teaches us to put it all together, so that way that we can maintain and the order that's necessary to be a productive member of society.
I have been blessed above being blessed. My experience since I've been here, I've got to know God again. I have a purpose. I have an expected end. I feel like I'm alive again.